When people talk about cruisers, the spotlight usually swings to America. Harley, Indian, Chrome, and Thunder. But here's the truth. The Japanese have been quietly building some of the best cruisers on the road today. Machines that give you reliability, comfort, and serious power without draining your wallet. From the laid-back Rebel to the muscle-packed V-Max, Japan has a cruiser for every rider and every budget. This list is about the bikes that prove themselves every mile. Buckle up, because the top 15 Japanese cruisers will blow you away. Firing on all cylinders at number 15, Honda Shadow Phantom 750. When you think about a true cruiser, you picture low seats, blacked out pipes, and that lazy rumble that makes strangers turn their heads. The Honda Shadow Phantom 750 nails that image. It's got that old school cruiser vibe, long, low, and mean, but without the headaches of constant wrenching or finicky carbs. This is reliability with style. The Phantom is powered by a 750cc liquid-cooled V-twin that delivers smooth torque down low and enough pull to make highway cruising effortless. Not blistering fast, not terrifying, just right for riders who want cruiser comfort without sacrificing everyday usability. We're talking about a bike you can take to work during the week and then roll into a bike night on the weekend without changing a thing. Its blacked out finishes, from the pipes to the engine cases, give it that stealth look. And while other cruisers might drown you in chrome, the Phantom's minimalist design whispers cool instead of shouting. The low seat, at just over 26 inches, means nearly any rider can flat foot at a stoplight, and the relaxed riding position keeps you comfortable for miles. The best part? It's Honda, which means it starts every morning, runs every season, and doesn't drain your wallet with surprise repairs. Riders often call it the working man's cruiser because it delivers style and substance without demanding constant sacrifices. But the Phantom isn't just about blending in. Underneath that laid-back look is a bike that can surprise you. Take it into a corner, roll the throttle, and you'll discover why so many riders swear by this machine. And if you think this is where Honda stopped blending classic and modern, wait until you see what they did with a luxury cruiser that rewrote the rulebook. Flying past the pack at number 14, Honda Goldwing Tour DCT. Some call it a touring bike, others call it a cruiser. But once you sit on a Honda Goldwing Tour DCT, you stop calling it names and just call it what it is, a luxury throne on two wheels. The Goldwing has always been big, but this modern version takes things to another level. It blends the soul of a cruiser with the sophistication of a high-end tourer, and the result is pure magic. At the heart of the Goldwing is a 1,800cc six-cylinder engine that is as smooth as it is powerful. Twist the throttle, and you don't get a roar, you get a surge, like being pushed forward on a velvet roller coaster. And with Honda's dual-clutch transmission, shifting becomes so seamless that long-distance rides feel effortless. You can let the bike do the work or click through gears manually. Either way, it's silky and addictive. But the real Goldwing experience is about comfort, plush seating, armchair ergonomics, wind protection that makes hundreds of miles feel like a lazy afternoon ride. Add in massive storage for gear, integrated sound systems, and high-tech touches that still somehow feel user-friendly, and you've got a machine that makes you wonder why anyone drives a car. Some riders say the Goldwing is too refined, that it's no longer a real cruiser. But ask anyone who has spent days riding one, and they'll tell you nothing compares. This bike doesn't just take you places, it spoils you the entire way. And the Goldwing isn't the end of Honda's cruiser story. Because after building the ultimate throne, Honda also kept a few dark horses in the stable that prove not every cruiser has to wear luxury on its sleeve. Sit tight. Grinding into number 13, Suzuki Boulevard M50. Now, not every cruiser has to be a giant, chrome-dripping heavyweight. Some riders want style, comfort, and power, but in a slightly more nimble athletic package. That is exactly where the Suzuki Boulevard M50 comes in. This bike takes the classic cruiser stance, but adds sport bike DNA, giving riders a machine that feels light on its feet, yet still strong on the highway. The heart of the M50 is a liquid-cooled, fuel-injected, 805 cubic centimeter V-twin engine. That means plenty of torque for quick launches and enough top-end punch to cruise easily at highway speeds all day. It delivers smooth acceleration, thanks to fuel injection and a 5-speed gearbox that makes shifting natural and responsive. Weighing in at just under 500 pounds, the M50 is significantly lighter than most big cruisers. And that shows up the moment you take a corner. This bike isn't just about straight-line power. It leans, it carves, and it feels composed in a way many cruisers don't. That's why so many riders call it the athlete of the Boulevard family. On the used market today, you can pick up a clean M50 for around $4,000 to $5,000. For that price, you're getting a reliable, good-looking, and fun Japanese cruiser that won't break the bank. And here's the thing. If you want more power, Suzuki has something sitting higher in the Boulevard lineup that will make your jaw drop. Blasting forward into number 12, Suzuki Boulevard M109R. When it comes to pure brute force, very few cruisers can stand toe-to-toe with the Suzuki Boulevard M109R. This bike isn't subtle, it isn't shy, and it sure as hell isn't built for the faint of heart. It is a muscle cruiser, a machine made to dominate highways and city streets alike, with raw power and massive presence. At its core is a liquid-cooled 1,783 cubic centimeter V-twin engine, one of the largest and most powerful ever fitted into a Japanese cruiser. We're talking about a beast that pumps out well over 100 horsepower and nearly 100 pound-feet of torque. Crack the throttle and the bike surges forward with a rush of adrenaline that no rider ever forgets. This is not your laid-back Sunday cruiser. This is a street monster. Weighing close to 700 pounds, the M109R still feels surprisingly well-balanced, thanks to Suzuki's smart chassis ease design and wide tires. The styling is aggressive, muscular, and futuristic, with that fat rear tire and sweeping body lines that make it look like it's moving even when parked. Riders say it feels like sitting on a rocket with handlebars, and honestly, they're not wrong. Today, a brand new M109R will set you back around $15,000. But used models can be found in the $8,000 to $10,000 range, depending on condition. That makes it one of the best performance deals in the cruiser world. But while the M109R rules the world of power cruisers, another Japanese brand took the opposite path, building one of the smoothest, most classic cruisers still loved today. Carving through the ranks at number 11, Kawasaki Vulcan 1700 Voyager. When you think of full-dress touring, your mind probably goes straight to Harley, or maybe the Honda Goldwing. But the Kawasaki Vulcan 1700 Voyager deserves a spot right in that conversation. This isn't just a cruiser. It's a luxury ship on two wheels, packing a 1752cc V-twin that delivers smooth power and mountains of torque. Riders love how it feels planted, even when loaded down with luggage, passenger, and highway miles stretching out for days. It comes with a big fairing, floorboards, and hard cases that make it ideal for cross-country rides. At over 900 pounds, this is no lightweight, but once it's rolling, it glides with surprising ease. The Voyager is often compared to Harley's Electra Glide, but the Kawasaki usually costs thousands less, and used models can often be found today around $10,000 to $14,000. That's an absolute steal for a bike this equipped. We're just getting started. There are more crazy bikes coming your way. But by the way, have you liked and subscribed? Please support us by doing so. You'll never regret it. If you want long-haul comfort without constant wrenching or wallet-draining service bills, the Voyager stands tall. And yet, Kawasaki has another side of the Vulcan lineup that speaks to riders who want less weight and more simplicity. Full throttle at number 10, Suzuki Boulevard S40 Savage. The Suzuki Boulevard S40, known for years as the Savage, is proof that sometimes less is more. This bike has a single-cylinder four-stroke engine clocking in at 652 cc's, making it a genuine thumper. That means simple mechanics, easy upkeep, and a totally different feel than the multi-cylinder cruisers out there. The S40 weighs under 400 pounds, which makes it an awesome starter cruiser for new riders or for anyone who just wants an easygoing city bike. But don't let its small size fool you. It can cruise comfortably at highway speeds, though it's happiest in relaxed suburban stretches. Riders love how approachable it is, both in handling and seat height, which is under 28 inches. Best part, the S40 is cheap, like really cheap. Used models can be found for as little as $3,000, and they last forever if taken care of. It's the kind of bike you buy, ride daily, and barely spend a dime on besides gas. But if you want more power and a bigger presence while still keeping that Suzuki reliability, the next Boulevard cruiser might be exactly what you're looking for. Gunning for glory at number 9, Suzuki Boulevard C50. If the S40 is the entry cruiser, the Suzuki Boulevard C50 is the everyman's cruiser. Packing an 805cc V-twin, it delivers smooth, usable power. Not overwhelming, not underwhelming, just right. It weighs around 600 pounds, making it heavier and more planted than the S40, but still easy enough for most riders to manage. Styling is classic, with big fenders, chrome touches, and a stance that screams American cruiser, but without the maintenance headaches or sky-high prices. The riding position is neutral and comfortable, with a seat height around 28 inches, making it approachable for riders of all sizes. The Boulevard C50 shines as a do-it-all cruiser. It's happy cruising at 60 or 70 miles per hour all day long, yet it's nimble enough for city traffic. Riders love its balance of comfort, simplicity, and reliability, which is why it has been one of Suzuki's best-selling cruisers. Price-wise, the C50 is still a bargain. Newer used models often go for $5,000 to $7,000, which makes it one of the most accessible mid-size cruisers you can buy. But while the C50 is balanced and retro, Suzuki also built something far more extreme. A power cruiser that turns heads everywhere it goes. Igniting the ranks at number 8, Kawasaki Vulcan 900 Classic. If there was ever a bike that proved you do not need to spend a fortune to ride in comfort and style, it is the Kawasaki Vulcan 900 Classic. This machine has been the gateway cruiser for thousands of riders who wanted the looks and feel of a big cruiser without the heavy price tag or intimidating size. Kawasaki nailed it here, giving riders a true cruiser experience with plenty of chrome, a low seat height, and the kind of reliability that makes you wonder why you would ever need more. The Vulcan 900 Classic comes with a liquid-cooled, fuel-injected V-twin that delivers smooth and manageable power. It is not built to win drag races, but it has enough punch to cruise down the highway at 70 miles per hour without breaking a sweat. The belt drive keeps it smooth and low maintenance, while the wide handlebars and plush seat make it a bike you can ride all day. What really makes this bike special is value. You can find them new for well under $10,000. And used models often dip to the $4,000 to $5,000 range, depending on condition. For riders looking for affordability, style, and comfort, in one neat package, the Vulcan 900 Classic hits the sweet spot. And yet, Kawasaki did not stop here. They took that same formula of comfort and style, then cranked up the attitude and touring muscle in a bigger sibling you need to see. Breaking through at number 7, Kawasaki Vulcan 1700 Vaquero. Now, if the Vulcan 900 Classic is the friendly cruiser anyone can swing a leg over, the Kawasaki Vulcan 1700 Vaquero is the muscle bagger that takes no prisoners. This bike is all about presence. Big, bold, and loaded with features, the Vaquero is Kawasaki's answer to riders who want a powerful, reliable touring cruiser without paying Harley or Indian money. The heart of the Vaquero is its massive liquid-cooled, fuel-injected V-twin that delivers torque in spades. Twist the throttle and you get that low-end grunt that cruiser riders love, paired with highway power that keeps you rolling effortlessly mile after mile. It is not just about muscle, though. The Vaquero is built with comfort in mind. You get a wide plush seat, a full fairing that cuts wind fatigue, and integrated saddlebags for carrying all your gear. This is a bike made for long journeys, the kind where you disappear down the interstate and never look back. And the Vaquero comes in at a price that undercuts many American rivals by several $1,000s. New models hover around $18,000, while used ones can be found in the $9,000 to $12,000 range. That is a lot of motorcycle for the money, especially considering the bulletproof reliability Kawasaki is known for. The Vaquero proves that you can have power, style, and touring capability without breaking the bank. But just when you think Kawasaki ruled the bagger scene, Suzuki's heavyweight M109R storms back into the conversation as the undisputed power cruiser king, and the comparison gets wild. Commanding attention at number 6, a Yamaha 6DS 1300 V-Star. The Yamaha 6DS 1300 V-Star is what happens when you mix classic cruiser DNA with modern refinement. This isn't some stripped-down budget option. It's a true midsize that feels bigger than life. Riders love it because it delivers smooth power from its 1300cc liquid-cooled V-twin, giving you enough pull for highway passes without ever feeling twitchy. At just under 700 pounds, it has the presence of a heavyweight, but the ease of something friendlier. The comfort is where the V-Star shines. A low 17-inch seat height makes it inviting for riders of different builds. The wide handlebars, forward controls, and plush saddle create a laid-back riding position that keeps fatigue low even after hours on the road. And with a fuel capacity of over 4 gallons, you can cruise for miles before worrying about a stop. Styling is old-school Yamaha, deep fenders, big tank, clean chrome lines, but with modern touches that make it look like a classic, yet ride like a contemporary cruiser. Maintenance is easy and parts are plentiful, making this one of the most ownable cruisers in its class. Best of all, it delivers reliability and value. The V-Star has a reputation for running strong even with heavy miles, and used prices often sneak in well under $7,000. A bike that feels this solid, looks this good, and lasts this long? That's a win. But the V-Star isn't the only Yamaha turning heads, because waiting right around the corner is a leaner, meaner Kawasaki that's shaking up the cruiser world in a whole different way. Unleashing power at number 5. Kawasaki Vulcan S650. The Kawasaki Vulcan S650 is unlike any other cruiser out there. Why? Because it was designed to fit you. Literally. Kawasaki built it with what they call ergo fit, meaning the handlebars, seat, and foot pegs can be adjusted to match your height, your reach, and your comfort. Whether you're 5'3" or 6'3", this bike can be tailored to feel just right. Powered by a 650cc parallel twin, the same engine that's proven itself in the Ninja 650, the Vulcan S has more punch than you'd expect from a beginner-friendly cruiser. It makes smooth, predictable power, yet still delivers enough excitement to keep experienced riders grinning. It's quick off the line, confident on the highway, and light enough around 500 pounds to handle in city traffic with zero stress. The styling is modern, not your typical retro cruiser. With its sharp lines, low-slung stance, and minimalist attitude, the Vulcan S has more of a muscle bike vibe than a chrome-heavy classic. It's a cruiser for riders who want function and style without all the extra weight. And let's not ignore the value. A new one still sits around the $7,000 mark, while used models dip far lower, making this one of the most accessible Japanese cruisers on the market. It's affordable, easy to ride, cheap to maintain, and built with Kawasaki reliability. For new riders, it's a confidence builder. For veterans, it's a fun, lightweight second bike that you'll grab when you just want a stress-free ride. Storming into number 4, Yamaha Bolt R-Spec. If you ever wanted a cruiser that screams raw, minimal, and authentic, the Yamaha Bolt R-Spec is it. Yamaha designed this machine for riders who want that stripped-down bobber look without paying the outrageous prices of boutique customs. The Bolt R-Spec delivers a natural riding position, an air-cooled V-twin engine, and enough torque to make city riding feel alive. No unnecessary chrome overload here. Just a clean design with blacked-out parts and old-school cool. Its 942cc V-twin pumps out strong, low-end grunt, making it easy to rip off the line or cruise at mellow speeds through the city. At just over 540 pounds, the Bolt R-Spec is manageable, even for newer riders, yet it never feels underwhelming. Comfort comes from a low seat height of about 27 inches, making it accessible to nearly everyone. And here's the kicker. You can customize the heck out of this bike. Bobber kits, saddlebags, exhaust swaps, you name it, the Bolt platform can handle it. The Bolt is not about over-the-top horsepower or luxury touring. It's about simplicity, freedom, and a pure, mechanical riding experience that feels both retro and modern at the same time. But if you think this is good, then you're in for a surprise because there are even better bikes. Bikes that pack more muscle, more luxury, and the kind of road presence that turns heads at every stoplight. Welcome to the top 3. And while you're here, please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Roaring into number 3, Yamaha VMAX 1700. Here it is, the monster, the beast, the legend. The Yamaha VMAX 1700 is not just a cruiser, it's a category-breaking motorcycle that makes other bikes look tame. First introduced in the 80s and reborn in the late 2000s, the VMAX became famous for one thing: sheer, unapologetic power. Its 1,684cc V4 produces a jaw-dropping 200 horsepower, making it one of the most powerful production cruisers ever built. Forget slow, rumbling cruiser stereotypes. This bike launches like a rocket, leaving sport bikes embarrassed at stoplights. The acceleration is savage, yet Yamaha gave it refined handling and impressive braking, so you can actually tame the beast. Despite its size, tipping the scales at nearly 700 pounds, the VMAX is surprisingly balanced. The low seat height of around 28 inches keeps it accessible, while the wide bars and aggressive stance give it unmistakable presence. Riders describe it as part cruiser, part dragster, and part muscle car on two wheels. But here's what really sets it apart: the legendary status. Owning a VMAX isn't just about riding. It's about joining a cult following of riders who crave adrenaline and worship torque. This isn't a bike for the faint-hearted. It's for those who twist the throttle and smile at the chaos it unleashes. And if the Bolt was Yamaha's City Rebel, the VMAX is the nuclear option. But the real question is, where does it go from there in the cruiser world? How can it be better? But there's two more, securing the spot at number 2, Honda Rebel 500. The Honda Rebel 500 is proof that smaller cruisers can still pack a ton of attitude. Built for riders who want something light, easy to handle, yet dripping with style. The Rebel 500 nails that balance between accessible and cool. At first glance, it looks like a stripped-down bobber, with its blacked-out finish, low stance, and fat tires. But here's the surprise. It is not just a beginner bike. It's a cruiser that keeps people hooked even after years of riding. Powering it is a 471cc parallel twin, tuned for torque right where you need it. That means smooth acceleration in the city and relaxed cruising on the highway. With a seat height of only about 27 inches and a weight under 420 pounds, this bike is flat-foot easy for almost anyone. It doesn't overwhelm new riders, yet it delivers enough punch to keep you smiling as your skills grow. What really makes the Rebel 500 special is its customizable nature. Riders love stripping it down even more, adding saddlebags or going full bobber with chopped fenders and ape hangers. Honda gave it the perfect blank canvas, simple, reliable, and cool, straight from the factory. This is the bike you buy when you want something affordable, easy, and fun. But just when you think you've seen the best of the Rebel family, Honda takes things up a notch with its big brother. Because if the Rebel 500 is all about style and accessibility, the next one is about muscle and modern tech in a cruiser package that will blow your mind. Crowning the list at number 1, Honda Rebel 1100. Enter the Honda Rebels 1100, the bike that proves Honda isn't afraid to rewrite what a modern cruiser can be. At first glance, it carries the same stripped-down, mean styling of the Rebel 500, but one twist of the throttle tells you everything has changed. This is a muscular cruiser with power, technology, and comfort that you will not find anywhere else in this class. Under the tank sits a 1087cc parallel twin, borrowed from Honda's Africa Twin and tuned for massive torque down low. The result? A bike that pulls hard from the moment you roll on the throttle, yet cruises effortlessly at highway speeds. What really sets it apart, though, is Honda's legendary DCT, the dual clutch transmission. This feature lets you ride automatic or manual with paddle shifters, giving you the freedom to relax in traffic or take control when the road opens up. The Rebel 1100 also comes with ride modes, traction control, and cruise control, things you normally do not expect in a cruiser. Combine that with a low seat height of just under 28 inches and a well-balanced chassis, and you get a bike that feels surprisingly manageable despite its power. It is comfortable for long rides, agile enough for city cruising, and packed with tech that makes every mile smoother. Riders call it the modern muscle cruiser, and they are not wrong. It blends attitude with function in a way few bikes ever could. The Rebel 1100 is the answer for riders who love cruiser styling but want real performance with modern convenience. And once you've seen what Honda has done here, you cannot help but wonder how Kawasaki and Yamaha are going to respond with their own cruiser legends. And there you have it, riders, 15 of the best Japanese cruisers you can get today. From lightweight thumpers to massive power cruisers, Japan has proven again and again that they know how to build bikes that last, bikes that thrill, and bikes that make every mile feel like freedom. If you enjoyed this ride through the world of Japanese cruisers, don't forget to smash that like button, hit subscribe so you never miss another two-wheel adventure, and make sure you click on the next video waiting for you right here. Trust me, you don't want to miss it.